The 5th Crusade, a quest for Jerusalem. The 5th Crusade stands as a pivotal moment in the history of medieval Europe, characterized by a fervent desire to reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim control. Spanning from 1217 to 1221, the Crusade was marked by a complex interplay of religious zeal, political maneuvering, and military strategy. Despite initial setbacks and challenges, the 5th Crusade left a lasting impact on the geopolitical landscape of the Holy Land and shaped the future trajectory of Christian-Muslim relations. This diversion of crusading fervor towards Byzantium left Jerusalem still firmly in the hands of the Ayyubid Sultanate under the rule of Al-Kamil. The failure of the Fourth Crusade and the continued Muslim control of Jerusalem served as rallying cries for European Christians, igniting a renewed desire to launch a fresh campaign to recapture the Holy City. Pope Innocent III, a fervent proponent of crusading, played a central role in orchestrating the Fifth Crusade. He issued the papal bull Quia Maior in 1213, calling for a new crusade to reclaim Jerusalem. The Pope's call to arms resonated with European monarchs, nobles, and commoners alike, who saw the crusade as an opportunity for spiritual redemption, material gain, and political advancement. One of the distinguishing features of the Fifth Crusade was the participation of prominent European figures, including kings, princes, and military leaders. The crusade was led by an eclectic mix of individuals, including King Andrew II of Hungary, Duke Leopold VI of Austria, and John of Brienne, the exiled king of Jerusalem. The papal legate Pelagius of Albano was appointed as the official representative of the Church, tasked with coordinating the efforts of the Crusaders. The logistical challenges of organizing a transcontinental military campaign were immense, requiring careful coordination of men, supplies, and finances. Despite these challenges, the Crusaders managed to assemble a sizable force, drawing soldiers and volunteers from across Europe. The participation of the Papal States and the military orders, such as the Knights Templar and the Hospitallers, provided additional manpower and resources to bolster the crusading army. Military campaigns. The Fifth Crusade unfolded in a series of military campaigns that aimed to weaken Muslim defenses in the Holy Land and pave the way for a successful assault on Jerusalem. The initial phase of the crusade saw the conquest of key strategic strongholds along the Mediterranean coast, including Damietta in Egypt. The capture of Damietta in 1219 provided the Crusaders with a crucial beachhead for further advances into the Nile Delta and beyond. However, the Crusaders soon found themselves bogged down in a protracted siege of Damietta, facing determined resistance from the Ayyubid forces under the command of Al-Kamil's nephew, Al-Muazzam. Amidst the military stalemate, diplomatic overtures were made in an attempt to broker a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Pope Honorius III, who succeeded Pope Innocent III in 1216, dispatched envoys to engage in negotiations with Al-Kamil, the Sultan of Egypt. These efforts culminated in the historic meeting between Francis of Assisi and Al-Kamil in 1219, where the saint preached peace and reconciliation in the midst of war. The Crusaders, buoyed by their religious zeal and sense of divine mission, remained determined to press onward towards Jerusalem, regardless of the diplomatic setbacks. The Fifth Crusade ultimately ended in a stalemate, with the Crusaders forced to retreat from Damietta in 1221, following a disastrous flood that devastated their camp. Despite failing to achieve their primary objective of capturing Jerusalem, the Crusaders managed to secure a 10-year truce with the Ayyubid Sultanate, allowing for the peaceful pilgrimage of Christians to the Holy Land. While the Fifth Crusade did not result in a decisive military victory, it nevertheless left a lasting impact on the political, religious, and cultural landscape of the Middle East. The Crusade intensified the Christian-Muslim rivalry in the region, fueling centuries of conflict and animosity. The Fifth Crusade remains a compelling chapter in the annals of medieval history, emblematic of the enduring clash of civilizations between Christendom and Islam. Despite its ultimate failure to recapture Jerusalem, the Crusade served as a testament to the unwavering faith and determination of those who embarked on the perilous journey to the Holy Land. The Sixth Crusade represents a unique chapter in the history of the Crusades, characterized by a departure from conventional military campaigns and a greater emphasis on diplomacy and negotiation. Movement. Land. Following the failure of the 5th Crusade to recapture Jerusalem, Pope Honorius III issued a call for a new crusade to reclaim the city and restore Christian dominion in the region. However, the political landscape in Europe was fraught with internal strife and rivalries among the various European powers, making it difficult to muster the necessary support for another military expedition to the east. In this context, Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II emerged as a central figure in the crusading movement. Despite being excommunicated by the Church for his perceived neglect of his crusading vows, Frederick II remained committed to the idea of retaking Jerusalem and sought to achieve this goal through diplomatic means rather than brute force. His unorthodox approach to crusading challenged traditional notions of holy war and sparked controversy within the Christian world. Leadership and strategy. Frederick II's decision to embark on the 6th Crusade was met with skepticism and opposition from many quarters, including the papacy and various European monarchs. Nevertheless, he persisted in his efforts to rally support for the crusade and assembled a diverse coalition of knights, mercenaries, and volunteers to accompany him on his journey to the Holy Land. Unlike previous crusades, which relied heavily on military force, Frederick II's strategy focused on leveraging his diplomatic skills and political acumen to achieve his objectives. His ability to navigate the complex web of alliances and rivalries in the region would prove crucial to the success of the crusade. The 6th Crusade unfolded as a series of diplomatic negotiations rather than pitched battles on the battlefield. Upon arriving in the Holy Land, Frederick II initiated talks with the Ayyubid Sultan al-Kamil, seeking to reach a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Despite initial skepticism from both sides, Frederick II's charm, intellect, and diplomatic finesse gradually won over the trust of al-Kamil, paving the way for a historic peace agreement. In September 1229, after months of intense negotiations, Frederick II and al-Kamil signed the Treaty of Jaffa, which granted the Christians control over key holy sites in Jerusalem, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, without the need for bloodshed. The treaty also established a 10-year truce between the Christian and Muslim powers, allowing for the peaceful coexistence of both communities in the Holy Land. The 6th Crusade stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy and dialogue in resolving conflicts between different faiths and cultures. Frederick II's ability to negotiate a peaceful settlement with the Muslim rulers of the Holy Land. While the Treaty of Jaffa represented a significant diplomatic achievement, its long-term impact was limited by the volatile political situation in the Middle East. The truce established by the treaty would be short-lived, as renewed hostilities between Christians and Muslims would erupt in the decades that followed, leading to the eventual loss of Jerusalem to the Mamluk Sultanate in 1244.